The Super 16 sports final party continues. Week 2, high school football season. North Schuylkill trying to fend off all comers for that #1 spot, plus Hughesville coming off their best season since 2015. But are they good enough to go toe-to-toe with the Loyalsock Township Lancers?
And I'm Steve Lloyd from Newswatch 16 Sports with the game of the week, Mount Carmel and Dunmore. See if the Red Tornadoes can knock off the Bucks. Next on the Super 16 Sports Final.
Now we see where we've been, and it's week number 2. Thanks for watching the Super 16 Sports Final. Teams had a chance to make adjustments, and now they're trying to go out there in week number 2, figure out what worked in week 1 and perfect it. Dunmore looked good in week 1 in a win over Old Forge, but now the competition picks up. They're taking on a hungry Mount Carmel team, and let's go straight to the highlights. Great night for some football. Mount Carmel strikes first in the second quarter. Cole Spears connects with Chase Belikic, and he gets one foot in for the touchdown, and then Spears again up top, take it to him. Xavier Diaz behind the defense, one of the fastest kids in the district, and he runs it in. They missed the extra point, though. Mount Carmel area up 13-0. Then Dunmore special teams, Danny Picca Jr. Oh, you'll know his name by the end of this highlight. The kickoff goes up the middle, and he is gone. Mama's putting that on the refrigerator. An 82-yard touchdown. The Bucks right back in this at 13-7 at the half. Third quarter, Mount Carmel picks up the tempo, and they spread it out. Xavier Diaz, and nobody is catching it. Him. There it is. There it goes. He's gone. 61-yard score, 21-7 after the 2-point conversion. Red Tornadoes, the defense, they've got to have that too to be a playoff team, and 34-7 on the road. They pick up a critical win. Steve Lloyd has more on how they pulled it off.
Well, tempo, very important for Coach Dara there in that second half. A big touchdown to extend the lead for the Red Tornadoes. And after a week 1 loss, Mount Carmel comes on the road and defeats Dunmore to move to 1-1 on the season.
Yeah, so we really been preaching, and we moved to having more one-way players. We asked some of our guys to even play 2 ways last year to buy into this, and it really showed in the second half. We were fresh. We were able to get our tempo going a little bit, and I think we wore them down in the second half.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Dara told us we have to win the perimeter and have great tempo, and I think we did. I was throwing screens, and my guys are making it look easy out there.
Where does this kind of set you up the rest of the season? Obviously, 2 tough opponents out of the gate.
Yeah, so we had 2 tough games. I think we're battle-tested. Now we can go into the next few weeks knowing we have that great experience, knowing we got a W here. So it's just a great feeling.
Steve Lloyd, Newswatch 16 Sports, Dunmore.
Dallas and Crestwood, we picked this game up in the third quarter. Crestwood forced to punt, and you draw it up, he shuts it down. Look at Dallas coming through. Nick Farrell recovering it inside the 10-yard line. After a holding call, Dallas quarterback Brady Zappo-Ticky back to pass. And he's like, I'm not going to pass. I can do this too. Breaks some tackles, runs over a guy, and didn't like that. Barreling through the end zone for a 23-yard touchdown, 21-7. Comets still lead, though. After an interception, Dallas goes back on a 6-play drive. Zappo-Ticky looks deep and connects with Gavin Lewis. He makes it to the end zone, and Dallas ties up the game at 21. Right before the third quarter ends, Crestwood responds. Jaden Shedlock got injured in last week's game, and you can see he's just fine in this one. Crestwood back on top, 28-21, but the game goes down to the wire last couple plays, and Dallas completes the comeback with a 42-35 win. How about Wallenpaupack and Hazleton? We picked this one up right from the start. In the first quarter, Hazleton quarterback Austin Wilson feels the pressure from Jordan Santiago, and he gets the sack for the 3-yard loss. He is pumped up, but it didn't take long for Hazleton to get rolling. The handoff to Brady Mizanjo up the middle. That's how you do it. 23-yard gain, and 3 plays later, the quarterback Austin Wilson, I like that. That's pretty. Flips it off to Xander Coleman, a 6-yard touchdown pass. Hazleton leads 7-0. Second quarter, Hazleton. Of course, they strike again. Cookman again. This one is good for 26 yards. He's looking back at the defense. 14-3 at that point, but Wallenpaupack stages a second-half comeback to beat Hazleton 28-21. Last year, Blue Mountain hung tight with North Schuylkill for most of the game, but then blew it in the fourth quarter. Head coach Tom Gallagher says they can't be satisfied with just playing well. This year, they want to finish strong against the Spartans. Both teams excited. A Super 16 showdown as 13th ranked Blue Mountain takes on North Schuylkill. Blue Mountain was leading 12-7 at the half. Spartans starting strong in the second half. Jackson Chawanski with the big run for the first down. Ricky Halford strong arms his way to the end zone here to cap off the drive to take a 13-12 lead. But Blue Mountain punting after an unsuccessful drive, but North Schuylkill Oh, they muffed the punt, and the Eagles recover. Special teams coming up huge in week 2. Blue Mountain in Spartan territory. They said they wanted to finish strong, and that's how you do it. Peyton Fashnot goes straight up the gut, regaining the lead 18-13. Gavin Messinger hits a 40-yard field goal for North Schuylkill, but Blue Mountain upsetting the number 1 team 18-17.
I just think we were able to hang on when the game got hairy. There was times where both teams could have pulled this one out, and we were just fortunate enough to stick together and make plays when it counted.
We played solid all around. Every aspect of the game we played real well, so I'm really happy everybody got it done today.
At the end of the game, defense had a huge plays. You know, they have a really good kicker. He could kick. All you saw, he can take field goals from really far away, and we had to make a stop, and we won. Our confidence should be through the roof right now. I mean, we are all-time high. I don't know, last time we went 2-0. We always went 1-1, but it feels amazing.
6th-ranked Mifflinburg Wildcats hosting Central Columbia. Chad Martin taking over for the record-setting quarterback Troy Dressler quarterback. First quarter, Chad Martin launching it deep and up top, take it to him. That's Jackson Griffin for the 29-yard touchdown. Mifflinburg ahead 7-0 on an 8-play drive. And then how about that Mifflinburg defense? Landon Murray hanging out in the secondary, and he'll take over this play with an interception. He had an interception last week as well, but the offense can't capitalize. Ensuing drive for Central Columbia. The Blue Jays determined to avoid going 0-2. Didn't take long for them to make the comeback. Eli Book runs it in for the touchdown to tie the game up at 7. After that, Central Columbia added again. Jackson Hoffman catches it for a touchdown, but Mifflinburg comes back to win 35-28. The Canton Warriors were in action, hosting North Penn Mansfield. First quarter, NPM applying the pressure. Now that is some defense, getting through for the sack. Ben Fitch coming through in the clutch. But then Holden Ward is like, you aren't going to stop me for this entire game. Coming back on defense, and he runs it back for the interception. Canton coming through. They've got that playoff defense already, shaking 1, 2, and 3 defenders before he is finally stopped in Panther territory, and that sets up the Canton offense all again. Ben Fitch calls his own number, back up the middle, finding space, a seam, and that's the end zone. 14-0. Canton would take tonight's contest over North Penn. 42-13. Canton looking good in week number 2.